What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Troxel Sports Talk. We are live for the Detroit Lions One Pride podcast. I am your host, Troxel Sports Talk. We are with MicroMike. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, man? I am legit happy to talk some Detroit Lions with some folks on the panel. Man, we got Everything King with us. I am stoked.
What's up, bro?
What's going on, King? How's it going, brother?
It's going, man. I'm ready to talk some football, man.
Oh, absolutely. We got the Derrn in the building. What's going on, brother?
What's going on, guys? It's going to be a great show.
And we got Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. What's going on, my brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you guys doing today?
Legit
Man,
living the dream.
Absolutely. What's going on, everybody? Mike, you want to do who's in the building?
Absolutely. What's going on? Abdul Terrell, Gridiron Goku, Andrew Lunsford, Dat Dude Live. He's a Detroit Lions YouTube. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. Brandon Kenny, Shadow Chief, Believe the Hype. That is my apprentice when it comes to the hype. Make sure you subscribe to his channel. The Gridiron Blitz, who is not on with us because he is working hard. Jorge, as well as Josh Zook, Shane Skidmore. I love the Skidmore. Josh, Troy Trudeau, and Brandon CR7, James Willis. We have a lot in the building. Man, you're making it hard for me. We got Gridiron Yuki, Peace and Quiet, and West Branch Ball, Leedy 1. Erica, the WWF WCW Diva, straight from the web, man. Welcome to the chat, and we have some good news for you. Folks, we have a new member of ISN, and that is Mr. Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. Welcome to the group of ISN, man. How's it going?
Good, guys, man. This is an honor, man, that you guys did this for me. I'm loving it, man. I love talking about the Lions football. I try to hit on Detroit Tigers when baseball starts rolling around. But I bleed Honolulu blue and silver, baby.
That's right, man. He bleeds it, and he's about to bleed it onto the YouTube airways a lot. If you're not subscribed to his channel, what are you waiting for? Make sure you do that because we are one pride, and we are all taking on the legacy media. Travis, it's all yours, man.
Appreciate that. So let's get into it real quick. All right. So the first question is, Jamal Agnew is working out at receivers. What's your guys' thoughts on that and why? Mike, we can start with you.
Man, that's kind of what I expected. Interestingly enough, right before that information dropped on Pride of Detroit and other websites, we're talking about how Agnew is not really that good and fitted to play defensive back anymore. He seems to be the guy that is good for kick returners and who can play on offense as a weapon. But it makes a lot of sense. He was not going to make the team via backfield, and he's going to have a hard time in the wide receiver court as well because there's a lot of competition. But, hey, give it a try. He's fast. See what he can do. No doubt about it.
The Derrn, what do you think?
Well, I didn't see this coming, to be honest with you, but the way things are going for Agnew, he's on the roster bubble because we got Huntley for kick return. It kind of has to change because he wasn't getting any playing time at corner. His best stuff was when we did some sweep routes with him when he went to the outside and got those first downs for us when we really needed to change it up.
Absolutely. Everything King, what's your thoughts on it?
I think they're going to try to do a little Tyreek Hill type of thing with him. He's super fast, man. He's a respectable catcher. They might try to run some type of special plays for him where he can get the ball out running in the slot, man, and try to do some damage.
Yeah, I could see that as well. Mark Orum, how about you?
Yeah, I kind of saw this a little bit happening because, like Mike said, he's struggled a lot as a DB over in Detroit here, and he hasn't really done that much as a cornerback. And he's played offense before, right? And I think this isn't really too new about him being in the wide receiver room with those guys because every year it seems like they're always talking about Agnew being in that room and just like trying to be a wide receiver because he's been used as a gimmick guy, and And like King said too, man, he's got that speed to burn, so he could be used as a Tyreek Hill type player coming out. It'd be nice, man. Especially if he's got the ball in his hands. He's crafty, right? So I'm excited to see it.
Absolutely. I could definitely see him working out as a wide receiver as well. I do know that he on kick return, he's going to have competition as well as wide receiver. We got quite a bit of receivers in the room as of right now. We got we just got Cephas, we got Danny Amendola, Kenny Galladay, guys like that, and so he's gonna have a lot to prove this year. I hope he can, because I think he does bring a dynamic to this offense. I remember when he did have his chance with as MicroMike would say, KFC, when he first came out, and they kind of used him a little bit on trick plays and things like that. He did exceptionally well. I know the fan base, most of us were saying, why isn't he at wide receiver as well? Give him some more time to shine and get better and know some of this offense and defense to where he could be a versatile player.
And it's going to be interesting to watch how this battle plays out, because the wide receiver room is loaded. I mean, extremely loaded. I mean, you're looking at, you got Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones Jr., Danny Amendola, you got Marvin Hall, you got Cephas. I mean, and we also got Geronimo from Green Bay. And now you're throwing Agnew in there. There is a lot of speed in this wide receiver core, a lot of talent in this wide receiver core. And like I said last week, and I'm going to keep saying it, we are definitely going to release good talent. And it's going to be it's a long shot for Agnew to make the roster, in my opinion. But if he's going to do it, he's got to do it on offense with these jet sweeps, with his feet, with his speed. And if he can bring that dimension in there, then he can make a roster spot. But it's going to be tough.
Absolutely. And, we can't even forget about our 6th round draft pick last year. What's his name? Travis Fulgham as well. He's going to be battling for a roster spot as well. And to add, Jamal Agnew, it's going to be tough, but, hopefully these guys can, show out, because, the time is now. If anybody's, job's on the line, it is this year, with the mandate of, you have to kind of compete for the playoffs.
Who'd be really good to enter this job as well? That would be Everything King. I think he should enter the wide receiver core room and compete for a job.
Those days are far behind me. I probably couldn't even run 10 yards without losing my breath.
Hey, yesterday I pulled a hamstring.
I played defensive lineman all day, but that receiver, that's too much.
Yeah,
oh
my
man,
wide receiver days are done too, King. I just pulled a hamstring yesterday.
Oh man, shout out to Noble Sports Entertainment in the building.
Antoine is high just dropped you a $10 super chat. He says, "What up, dough, y'all fellas? Man, what do you got to say about that, Travis? Dropping you $10."
Oh man, Antoine, is you high? I appreciate that for that $10 super chat. What's going on, brother?
Appreciate it. Yeah. Maybe we can get Everything King on the defensive line room. Who needs Marcel Darius or whoever they would like to pick up potentially? I'll take Everything King all day, every day on that defensive line.
Yeah, I told you when I play, it's a lot of ankle biting and, kicking in the thigh and all type of stuff. So, yeah, I'll be able to help the team out.
Oh yeah. Hey, the trenches get dirty every now and again.
You thought you seen something with Ndamukong Suh.
Hey, I tell you what, man, I will give you $5 if you just go up to Aaron Rodgers and just break his leg. Just do it, man. It'll be worth it.
I'd probably catch him in the back hallway like Nancy Kerrigan.
Oh.
Little courtesy snob.
Hey, all King would have to do is blow on his shoulder. It'd break his collarbone again.
Oh, man.
Oh,
he got
man.
hurt from running into a bar. I wonder what would happen if he ran into a king.
No, that's legit. Oh man.
Oh. So our next question is, who will be the surprise player to make the roster this year? We'll start off with Mark Orum.
Yeah, man. I really like Hunter Bryant coming out, man. That I thought he was a really, really good UDFA pickup. He's the only thing with him is that he had some big injuries in 2017, 2018, but then he picked it up big time 2019 at Washington. Man, that kid he's a legit receiving threat as a tight end. Just the thing, he's not too much of a willing blocker, but I think with time, he probably, I'm sure he can do it. The kid's super athletic, but I just really love him as a receiving threat, and I think he'd be a nice surprise just to make that roster, man, and just maybe give Hawk a little bit of a push. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love that pick too, man. Imagine our tight end room. You got Hunter, Jesse James, Nada, and TJ Hawkinson. That's a 4 combo right there.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, sorry, man. I can't even believe that kid wasn't drafted. Like, even though he just had a couple injuries, a little in it, like early in his collegiate career, he should have been drafted. I don't care, man. That was a great pickup by Quinn.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
How about you, Everything King? Who's the one guy you could see surprise make the roster?
Actually, sadly, he stole my thunder.
Sorry, brother. Sorry, big man.
But yeah, man, he really stole my thunder, man. I watched a lot of Bryant, man, and yeah, he's special. That kid is special, man. I don't know how he didn't get drafted. Made a lot of bad decisions on his end, though.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I'm definitely going with that guy.
Okay, absolutely. The Derrn, how about you? Who's the one guy you think will make the roster?
Just like them, I would have chosen Hunter, but I'll throw a different one out there. For some reason, a lot of people don't think Reggie Ragland's going to make it for some reason, and I think he's already better than Christian Jones.
Facts.
So I don't know why people are saying that.
Yeah, I don't know either, man. Because Christian Jones is a bum. He is
Absolutely.
not. That contract extension was iffy in my opinion. I don't know. I think Ragland is better than him for sure.
Absolutely. What about you, MicroMike?
Oh, man, I'm going to talk about a draft pick that we drafted. Now, you may say, oh, we drafted this guy, he's going to make the team. But if you look at last year, some of our draft picks did not make the team. But I'm going to say Penasini, the defensive tackle. We need help on that defensive line with the injuries that we sustained last year with the big guys up front. I think it's important that we get this young guy and he makes the team. He needs to have somewhat of an impact as a rotational player. PJ Johnson did not make the team last year, the defensive tackle we took late in the draft. This year, I think Penasini can make the team and help us on that defensive line. We really, really need help there. We need to have young fresh bodies on the rotation just in case another injuries happen on that defensive line. I think him being such a late draft pick and so much talent on its team, he's going to be hard-pressed to make the roster, but I do think he makes the roster, and the fact that his name is epic.
Oh, absolutely. Now, I would actually say Jashawn Cornell, the defensive tackle we picked out of Ohio State.
Ooh,
I think he could be a guy that could also make the team, along with the tight end Hunter Bryant. Last year we did have around 4 tight ends, so that could definitely be a possibility. And we can also try to maybe see what Cornell has. I know he's a guy that can help, Okuda out and things like that. He kind of has a little bit of familiarity with him, can help him out, as well. And he also can. He's the 7th round draft pick, and I don't know. I felt like he should have been at least in the 5th round. He was a guy that I felt like was a little bit underrated, being a defensive lineman. But when you got guys like, the number 2 overall pick in, what was his name? Oh my goodness, I can't think of the number 2 overall pick's name.
What one from when? This year?
From
Yeah,
I mean
this year.
Chase Young?
Chase Young, that's
Chase
it.
Young.
When you got Chase Young and guys like that, I mean, you're not really going to get the recognition, especially with back-to-back Buckeyes getting picked 2 and 3 with Jeffrey Okuda. So I definitely think that Cornell could actually make the roster. It's going to be tough for him, especially the way that we carry defensive tackles. So it's going to be interesting to see if he can kind of play the defensive tackle, defensive end, kind of like mix match it up, kind of like a Deshaun Hand. If he can do that, I definitely think he'll definitely make the roster then.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see how this defensive line, defensive end tackle depth chart comes out to play, because to me, this is key to our whole season, the defensive line. And last year, we got killed because of this defensive line when it comes to injuries of Deshaun Hand, when it comes to Mike Daniels. I mean, it was hurting us the beginning of Trey Flowers. So we need to have in my opinion, a young, healthy defensive line to keep us in these games this year. And I am really curious to see the depth chart of this whole line going forward in 2020.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Our next question is, what, if any, offensive free agents would you like to sign that's still available? We'll start with you, Everything King.
I think I'm gonna go with Larry Warford.
Ooh, good one.
I would
Like
love
it.
to have Warford, especially for the price. Like you just, 3-time Pro Bowler, man. I mean, come on, dude. It's just obvious. We need help on the line. Why not make that move, Bob Quinn?
Oh, absolutely. Mark Orum, what's your thoughts? What offensive player would you like to be signed?
He kind of stole my thunder on that one too, man. I was gonna say
The big guys
Warford.
are battling it.
Yeah, I was gonna say him, man. That's funny.
I would say that's the most obvious. I would say.
Yeah, that's the most obvious, man. Like maybe then I was gonna jump on the old line still. I would say somebody like maybe Ladrian Waddle. Maybe bring him back because he used to be here before, right? In Detroit. Yeah,
Yes.
man. He's a right tackle, though. He's a right tackle, but I think he'd be a nice, solid pickup, for Detroit for sure. Why not? You know what I mean?
That
Yep,
would be that was a
absolutely.
good pick there. I like that one.
Yeah.
Well, for me, I think this is a no-brainer. I think if we get this guy loose, he would be bringing us to the Super Bowls. That's R2 Spinner. Take him out of retirement. Bring
R2 Spinner.
R2
Good
Spinner.
Lord.
Wow.
Oh, man.
That's what I haven't heard that one in a while, man. Holy cow.
What?
The tooth is loose.
Yeah,
No
man.
doubt about it. You gotta get this guy in there.
Good Lord. We might as well bring Raiola back.
Yeah, for sure, man.
Let's get Jeff Backus and Raiola and R2 Spinner. Bring the boys back
Oh, yeah.
on this. Honestly, for offense though, for real, I don't really want to see anyone get picked up at this point. I like what our offense has got going on. I think we got money to spend. I would rather put it towards defense, or if there's an injury. At this point, I want them to really focus on the defensive line. And we got what, $17.5 million after we sign, I think, the rookies. And we got to pay Kenny Galladay some big money. So if that's it, KG get paid. Other than that, I think we're good on offense. All around, we are sick on the offensive line. We're sick in the running back field, sick on the tight ends. And we got a really good offensive coordinator in Darrell Bevel that's going to make this offense go to the next level with Matthew Stafford.
Absolutely.
Totally agree with that. I want to see how nasty Stenberg is. I totally agree with that, man. I love Stenberg. I think he's going to be something good for us.
Tell the folks
Absolutely.
what you think about Sternberg and what he brings to this line.
Oh man, this dude, like I said, he's just power, man. Just big power, man. Pancake, man. Like I said, I watched him in the Senior Bowl, man. I watched him every snap. And he held his own. Even when I watched the practice film of the D line against the offensive line, man, he held his own. So Yeah, with his power, all they have to do is teach this young man how to move those feet properly, and I think it'd be a solid pickup for us.
Facts.
Absolutely. What about you, Derrn?
I agree with Mike. I looked at who was out there still, and I honestly don't want anyone out there. I think all of our players are better than what they have out there, or they would want too much, like a Warford. I think he would want too much for us to bring in. So I think we're good on offense.
Warford was saying that he only would
Yeah, he
want
only
about
wanted
$7 million.
$7 million.
That's $7 million we can keep.
Ooh.
Really?
Really?
Absolutely.
For a 3-time Pro Bowler? Really?
Yeah, absolutely. We put 2 draft picks in guards for a reason.
Oh, man.
3-time Pro Bowler.
3-time
And I am
recently.
definitely okay for not bringing him back. He was here before and he didn't work out.
Yeah, that was more of our offensive line coach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Laken
that offensive
Tomlinson
line
doing
coach.
good for 49ers.
Yeah.
That's
Laken Tomlinson didn't work out for us. Riley Reef didn't work out for us. I think that was more Lions than an actual player.
Facts.
Yeah.
I agree, man. I
Could be
agree.
true.
I was calling Laken trash juice. I think that's what Man Beast was saying as well. But then he goes to 49ers and he does great. And I'm like, son of a. Who wins is Sternberg versus Joe Dahl? That's going to be a competition. I can't wait to see.
Oh, yeah.
I think probably, that's probably going to end up being Joe Dahl just because of the experience of being with the offensive line and knowing what they require.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, for me, I'm going to say, what do you call it? Like, if it's between those two, I'm going to have to say, Jonah Jackson will start at that left guard. I really think that him being at that left guard will actually do him some justice. Because the left guard is really for your pass protection, and then that right guard is really for that run defense or run blocking. So if you can move him to left guard, if he could beat out Joe Dahl in the starting lineup on the left guard, then it'd be kind of like Joe Dahl or Stenberg for the right guard. And at that point, I mean, who knows? It could be Sternberg that starts.
But
Sternberg is a better run blocker than
Joe Dahl played on the left side, though.
Yeah, yep. But I definitely think that there could be an upgrade with Jonah Jackson, because I think Jonah Jackson is going to start somewhere on this offensive line.
I think he's going to be our immediate right guard starter day one.
Yeah, I mean, it could be. Obviously coaches are going to try to scheme different things, but I'm just trying to say it's like, if for like the best fit, Jonah Jackson would be best fitted at the left guard spot, where Jonah Jackson is for the left guard spot, and Sternberg would be better fitted at the right guard.
Okay.
Down the road. But I mean, who knows? We got to see what the training camp and things like that's going to have to offer. And that is going to be something I cannot wait for. I hope that there's training camp.
I hope there's fans there.
I hope we signed Davion Clowney for the $63 million a year that he wants.
Oh, please.
No, man, he's an absolute joke.
How's that dude?
I don't want nothing to do with that guy either, man. I don't want nothing to do with Clowney.
As the Gridiron Blitz would say, to the no.
I said no.
That's insane. No one paying him that type of money. Give it up, Clowney. You're acting like a clown.
Especially for what do you call it? What does he only play? About 12 games, 13 games tops. He's good for missing at least 3.
He's wanting $3 million a game or something ridiculous.
That's unbelievable what he wants, man. I can't even believe that he wants that kind of money. But his asking price has gone down, though, right, boys? It's gone down, no?
I think it went from 20 to 17.
That's still hefty, man, for a guy that doesn't really get to the quarterback.
What did he have? Like 3 sacks last season?
Yeah, like 3 sacks.
So, yeah.
3 sacks, and he only averages like maybe 5 sacks a year. Like, I know it's not all about the sacks when it comes to D-line, man, but you got to get to the quarterback a little bit more, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Wouldn't pay that type of money for a guy that just gets about 5 sacks average on a year. I'm just not feeling it, man. Go get Marcus Golden. I'd rather have someone like that, man. Comes in cheap and he can probably outproduce Clowney for sure.
Younger.
I
see someone said in there, trade Wiggins for Dion Lewis. Are you crazy?
Dion Lewis.
Won't even give up trash Wiggins for him.
No, man, I hate Dion Lewis.
Shout out to James Willis on that one.
If you want to trigger Mike, you bring up Lewis.
That's my trigger warning. Thank God for the Giants for signing that guy.
Oh, yeah. So our next question is, who has the best offensive line in the NFC North? We'll go with you, MicroMike.
This is a really good question here. And you know what? I'm going to surprise people, and this is not being the homer, but I think the Detroit Lions got the best offensive line. We ranked 11 last year, and we upgraded, in my opinion, the right tackle position with Halapaludi Vaitai. He can run the football, and that's going to help the offensive line and pass protect for Matthew Stafford with the ability to actually run. We upgraded the guard position. Now we're getting Jonah Jackson. In my opinion, he'll be the right guard. And, of course, we got Frank Ragnow, who – come on, let's be frank here. He definitely could be in a Pro Bowler position. And we got Sternberg, Joe Dahl dropping for that left guard, and Decker for – the left tackle. You look at what we see in Chicago, their guard gave up and retired. Long, he gave up, retired. What's going on in Green Bay Packers? They have somewhat of a mess going over there. They got Wagner, so we upgraded our right tackle position, and they kind of went down a little bit. The Minnesota Vikings, they have an okay offensive line. It's nothing great. And I think the Lions, we got the best offensive line. If Matthew Stafford could stay healthy, you're going to really see it.
Absolutely. What about you, Derrn?
You know, according to last year, the Vikings had the best offensive line for the run game and for pass protection. But the crazy thing is, to me, that every single team in the NFC North gave up at least 36 sacks. And that's crazy. That's horrible. That's top 15 in the league for the amount of sacks. And they also lost Josh Klein. I'm trying to think if they lost one more. Was it Pat Elflein they lost? I'm not quite sure. But in the NFC North, until proven otherwise, I think it has to go to Minnesota.
Okay. Proven till otherwise. I could dig that. What about you, Everything King?
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Vikings also. The Lions, I'll give a strong number 2 because of what they did in the draft. But absolutely, the Vikings until somebody can prove that different. Like I said, the Packers just won't be the same team this year. So they lost a veteran on the line. So I'm going to go with the Vikings.
Okay. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, guys, I'm going to say the same thing, man. Sorry, Mike. It's the Minnesota Vikings, man. It's the Minnesota Vikings, bro. Yeah, I really like what they did. They lost a couple guys, like Derrn said, but they had a really nice pickup when they picked up the Ezra Cleveland from Boise State there. A good left tackle, and they keep the Cousins fairly clean, pretty much, man, throughout the year. And that run game, they open up holes for Cook and any other running back they put that like out there. So it's got to be the Vikings for me, man, until proven otherwise, really. But I do love what the Lions did. I do love the 2 guards that they grabbed. It's the Vikings, unfortunately.
All right, I could dig that. I'm going to be outside the box. I think with the 9 tight ends, it's going to be the Cleveland or the Chicago Bears.
Cleveland Bears.
Yeah, man.
They're all going to stand in block, so might as well.
No, I'm just messing with you guys. But no, I definitely do think it is also going to be the Minnesota Vikings until, we got to see what we have out on the field first. But I would have them as well, close number 2. I mean, you go into free agency, you go get, the best available right tackle in Hal Vaitai. You go get, you go back-to-back picks in the draft. I've never really seen the Detroit Lions go back-to-back picks when it comes to the offensive line. And, and you made the proper moves that you need in order to, have balance on a passing down or a running down to where you can actually start making holes and things like that. But until we see it out on the field, we got to go with the proven until otherwise in the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, and I see in here, yes, I'm on the Kool-Aid. I am definitely drunk on the Kool-Aid. Who needs a six-pack when you got a keg of Kool-Aid? I am drinking that keg right now, upside down. I got the beer or the keg bongs going on. When it comes to the Kool-Aid, it's flowing. Your boy is Homer for the Detroit Lions, but I do think the Lions got a pretty good offensive line. Just kind of, man, I think it improved too with these young studs that we got here. I think Jonah Jackson's going to be a fine right guard if that's where he's going to be at. I think this offensive line will get better if we can run the football. That's key. Can they open up the holes? If they can open up the holes, then it will definitely bring and elevate this lineup. It all depends on run the football and open up the holes. If you can't open up the holes, then I'm going to open up my wall full of holes with my head in it.
Hey, that's facts. Because, man, oh, man, we need to run the football. It opens up the passing game.
That is facts.
And, man, I would love our chances one-on-one with Kenny Golladay or Marvin Jones Jr. or Marvin Hall, Cephas. I mean, we got a plethora. Danny Amendola one-on-one. I mean, come on. How are you going to stop that if you can have a legit run game?
Man.
I'm ready to see Stenberg get out there and get nasty, man. They can do to Bill Lambier. So,
yep.
Oh, man. That would be ridiculous, wouldn't it be?
Man.
If there's training camp this year and we can go, I'm definitely would like to go there this year and see the offensive line battles. I went last year. It was really fun. Hopefully we can go this year and see that.
Yeah, I would like to go out there and lose another 20 pounds in the sun.
Hey, if you guys are going, definitely count me in. I will definitely make sure I even take the day off and go to training camp.
And I will supply the Kool-Aid, guys. I will get a double kegger of blue Kool-Aid, and it will supply us throughout the whole day. So you can keep some of that 20 pounds on you there, King.
Trying to watch my figure.
No doubt. We got the big boys at the bottom, King and Mark Orum, and we got to make sure their figure is good to go. So we will supply the Kool-Aid for them.
Yeah, for sure.
So did everybody go on this question?
I believe so.
I believe so.
I think so. Yes, sir.
Okay. I just don't want to miss anybody. So the next one is who has the best defensive line in the NFC North? I will start with you, the Derrn.
This question is super hard for me because normally I would have went with Minnesota just because their D-line creates so much pressure and they stopped the run really, really well. But they lost Everson Griffin and they lost Linval Joseph. I'm not going to pick Green Bay or Chicago because most of their sacks come from their linebackers and most of their pressure comes from their linebackers. So this one is going to be a wait and see for me, but I'm pretty sure Minnesota still has it because they still have Shamar Stephen. They still have Danielle Hunter. And they got, what's his name from the Baltimore Ravens, Pierce. I think their defensive line shouldn't miss too much of a beat.
Okay. What about you, MicroMike?
This one is a difficult one for me as well. And I know a lot of people don't like the Bears, but they do still got Khalil Mack. I know he didn't live up to his potential last year, but he still scares everything out of me when he's on the field. So until proven otherwise, I'm going to say the Chicago Bears just because they always have a good defense and they mix it up with that defensive line when it comes to linebackers, pass rushing. Their defensive line mixed up. It's not the normal 4-3 or 3-4. They definitely change up a lot. So with the defensive line, I'm going to say the Chicago Bears.
Okay. What about you, Mark?
Yeah, it's kind of close for me too on this one. I think it was either going to be the Minnesota Vikings or the Bears. I actually like both. Like Derrn said, the Vikings picked up Michael Pierce from the Baltimore Ravens, and I thought that was a really good pickup by them. And they still got Hunter. They got guys that can get to the quarterback, man. Like same with the Bears too, though. They got Hicks. They got Mack over there playing that linebacker, kind of that jack linebacker. He can play like the D line and stand up. So, but if I'm gonna go with anybody, I guess I'm gonna go with the Vikings again, man. Jeez, that's two
They
in a row.
draft good, man. The Minnesota draft.
They always do. They always draft well, and they always pick up good players, and they just do good things, man.
Yep.
They just do good things. Makes me upset.
Yes, it does too.
Yeah.
Absolutely. What about you, Everything King?
No, I hate the Vikings. I'm picking the Bears just because I don't like the Vikings. Bears always got a solid defensive line, man. So I'm gonna go with them. The Lions could potentially move up in the ranks if they can come out without 2/3 of their defensive linemen hurt in the beginning of the season. If we go ahead and add another piece like Everson Griffin, Bob Quinn, but
Fact on facts, crime.
Yes,
Yeah,
that'd be nice too. That'd be real nice.
but to have everybody come back healthy, to see what we can get from Deshaun Hand and pair somebody with Trey Flowers, man. The Lions got an opportunity, but right now I'm going with the Bears.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to be the villain in all of this and say the Green Bay Packers.
Go.
Because what they did from last year and then what they did this offseason on defense, that is, how you going to be able to stop that? I mean, they keep getting better on defense and taking away from their offense. So, if we could beat them defensively, I think the Detroit Lions will have a great shot this year. But I definitely think that, the Green Bay Packers right now is the team to beat defensively on that defensive line.
I'd say the referees is the team to beat when it comes to Chicago or when it comes to the Green Bay Packers. Them hands to the face.
Oh,
man. They got to figure out how to stop.
I'm just going to throw this out there. You guys said D-line, not linebackers. So that's why I went there.
Oh, yeah. No, I mean, but
if you're throwing linebackers in there too, I'm going Green Bay because the Smith guys just wreaked havoc.
Yeah, but I'm just the reason why I'm going with Green Bay is because they still have that front, and they were actually, if you looked at them last year, they were actually doing really, really solid. Obviously, you have the Detroit Lions screw job with 2 hands to the face that was not even hands to the face; it was hands to the shoulder pads. But that's neither here nor there. They called it the way they called it. We got to move on. And they kept getting better on defense this offseason. So it's like, that defensive line, it's almost like as long as you do your job, everybody else is going to do theirs. And, they just got to do their job, and to be in the position like that, they definitely have somewhat of a hands up.
We definitely moving on with the Green Bay Packers because we're going to see them again this year. And best believe, Trey Flowers, best believe you're going to get to Aaron Rodgers and not that stupid referee because we're going to get our payback after last year. I am salty after that game. That is a game that salt will never leave my tongue. That reminded me of when Aaron Rodgers did that Hail Mary at the end of the game in Detroit and won off the fake call on the defensive lineman.
Oh, yeah, man.
Fake hands, the fake face mask.
Yeah.
Yep.
I can't stand these referees, man. It's always Green Bay. So I can't wait for this year.
Absolutely. I can't either.
Like I said, I can't wait to see Kenny Galladay and Marvin Jones, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be a sight to see.
And Marvin Hall up in there with their man. This
Long ball Hall.
All the weapons on offense is ridiculous, man. It is awesome. I cannot wait. Cannot wait for Darrell Bevel. He's getting his hands together. He's got slobber going down his face. He's like, oh yeah. Oh, Matthew Stafford is looking in the mirror and he's got tears of joy going down his legs. He's so happy. Oh yeah. I cannot wait to see. Then you put DeAndre Swift in the middle of that. Heaven. Heaven.
Absolutely. Hey, we can always count on you, Mike, to get us all hyped up for the season, brother. Man, I can't wait.
Yeah, I can't wait for week 1 when we go against the Chicago Bears, and then week 2 we beat the Green Bay Packers. That's going to be a great day.
Oh yeah, I definitely got both games circled on my calendar for Green Bay due to that referees.
Oh, yeah, facts.
Yeah, I'm so glad we playing in Lambeau, man, at the beginning of the season.
Oh
Woo!
Yeah, that's a bonus right there. That's
Yeah.
a big bonus, man, to go there early. Nice.
It's not
Sharon
negative.
Rodgers is crying about it.
Yeah. Hey, cry, Rogers, cry.
Well, he won't be playing if King can get to him.
No, man.
Oh yeah, straight for the ankles.
Absolutely. I can't wait for that one. Get your popcorn ready. So our next question is, overall, who do you believe is the biggest strength for the Lions? We will start off with Everything King.
You said who, as far as a player or some type of a unit or
Positional group.
positional group? Ew. I gotta go with the. I still gotta go with the receiving core. I really do, man. I gotta go with the receiving core. They even added more little fire, man. We did really well with 2 guys that got off the couch and played for us last year. So, the healthy Matthew Stafford, man, I just got to go with the receiving core.
No doubt.
Absolutely. What about you, Mark Orum?
Well, I was going to say the wide receivers, man, but I think I'm going to switch it up a little bit, and I'm going to say the secondary. I think the secondary, man, they made some real nice pieces. Like, I know they lost Slay and all that, but personally, I don't think Slay's been good since 2017. And then once he got paid, I thought he cashed it in, and he never got along with his coach. All that stuff. And but I like what they did with the Harmon pickup. I love the Akuda draft pick. Coleman is a really good slot corner, nickel corner. I know he struggled a little bit, but he was playing really well last year at one point. True Font, if he can stay healthy, he can still ball, I think, at 28, 29. He's not like a major pickup, like a major upgrade over Slay, but I do like that he can step in and play ball still. And I really love Omar Aurora. What's it? I can't say his last name. Aurora, yeah.
I had the same problem.
Yeah, I can't say that guy's name, man. I always have a tough time with that kid. Yeah, but I really liked that draft pickup last year. He really stepped up at the end of the year last year. He had a couple nice picks. He played a lot better. He learned. And I think that group's going to be good, man, especially with Tracy Walker, too, as a safety. That whole secondary, I think, has just gotten better. So I really like the secondary.
Okay, I could definitely see those 2 positions. What about you, MicroMike?
I'm gonna throw a curveball, and no one's they're gonna say, what, this group? Yes, but I'm gonna say it's the running back group. I think this is a strength of this team. Let's take a look at the running backs we got on the team. You got DeAndre Swift. We draft this man in the 2nd round top. This dude's going to be a fantastic player for Darrell Bevell and Matthew Stafford in this offense. He can catch out of the backfield. He can go in between the tackles. He is a difference maker. My favorite pick in this draft. He complements exactly what Darrell Bevell needs for this offense. Darrell Bevell has done magic with running backs in the past, with Adrian Peterson, with beast mode up into Seattle. So we can have an individual that is a little elusive, and he can go in between the tackles and swift it up per se. Then you got Kerryon Johnson, who is a 2nd round pick. Yes, he has an injury history, but when he has the ball in his hands, he can and do well and make plays with his feet. Just got to feed him the ball. Then you got Bo Scarborough, came in out of nowhere last year. He was a 7th round pick, 235th overall by the Dallas Cowboys. This guy was doing 4.2 yards a carry. He's a monster. He runs right at the linebacker. He's not afraid to take the hit. He is a beast. He's a beast, man. I love Bo Scarborough a lot. To me, he is the unsung hero of the running back core. Then we got the competition between the guys here with Huntley, who we drafted in the 5th round, very fast. He can also you give this guy the ball in a jet sweep, he can go a mile. He's a game changer, Tariq Hill type of speed. This guy's very fast, and of course Ty Johnson, who he was having troubles in between the tackles. But again, we're talking about the 5th running back, or even if there's going to be 5th. And he's a very fast guy with the ball in his hands. And of course, we're going to talk about the fullback, your favorite player of all time, Travis Troxel. And that's Nick Bawden. The guy is Travis Troxel's MVP for life. He's a big guy at 200, almost 50 pounds. He's a brawler, 245. So to me, this running back, this back is quite scary and quite diversified and can be utilized very well by Darrell Bevell.
Oh, absolutely. What about you, the Derrn?
All right, I'm just going to throw this out there that great minds think alike, and I'm going to tell you why. Because I had 3 choices for this whole thing, and my first choice, of course, was taken by the wide receivers. My second choice was taken in the defensive backs. And now it was just taken again with the running backs. So this is crazy to me. This has never happened. But yeah, right.
Hey, now you know what it's like going last.
So I'll
Tough going last, man.
Kenny Golladay leads the league with 11 touchdowns last year while dealing with 3 different quarterbacks. I talked about this last week with Driscoll, an undrafted free agent, and Blau and Stafford. And then you got Marvin Jones, and when you put him with Kenny Golladay, they were ranked top 10, and they're both crazy good with the contested catches. And then you go to Marvin Hall, where his average reception yards was, I think, 40 yards. Amendola, he gets the first downs consistently. He has great hands. So this was the perfect year, in my opinion, to pick up a wide receiver, and they did. He's going to be learning from a great group.
Oh, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Okay, well, you guys did take a lot of my position groups, but that is all right because I too am going to throw a curveball, and that is going to be the defensive coaching positions.
Ooh.
I think due to due to us upgrading our defensive coordinator and some of the position coach, I think that entire unit will be better for us this season. When you got Paul Pepperoni Pasqualeone running wild with his dinosaur self, it makes it hard for us to play this new age of football. Things that might have worked back when, say Bill Walsh was still coaching does not work in today's game.
Back when Barney Rubble was playing football, it don't work in this game.
Absolutely.
Back when King Tutankhamun was playing football in Egypt 4,000 years ago.
Oh my. Wow.
Absolutely. But it's like, I feel like with the upgrades that we did on the defensive coaching, I definitely think that we at least got now a chance to be better than what we was last year, because it can't get no worse.
It can't get no worse than that, man. That was some walking zombie stuff going on there.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I seen him in person, man, and it was rough. Surprisingly, he's very energetic, but I was really afraid he was going to have a heart attack or something. That was my biggest worry.
I can see that.
Oh, yeah.
So our next question is, overall, what is the weakest spot for the Detroit Lions? I believe that as well as a position group as well. So we will start off with you, Everything King.
Can you give me that question one more time?
Oh yeah. What overall position is the weakest spot for the Detroit Lions?
To me, I'm going to go with I just got to go with the defensive line, man, until they prove me otherwise. I just have to. I just got to, man. Like I said, they still just haven't signed nobody to go along with Trey Flowers yet, man. And yeah, we made some signings. Yeah, some guys coming back healthier. But until it's proven, it's just going to be the defensive line for me.
Absolutely. What about you, Mark Orum?
I'm going to say the linebackers. The linebackers kind of scare me on this in this group. I really love Jamie Collins. I think he's a solid guy there. But after that, man, I'm not really too sure. Like, you got Christian Jones. What are they going to do with him? He doesn't really do much out there. Where's Akwara going to play? Is he backing up his brother? Is he playing linebacker? I don't really know what they're doing with him either. Ragland's another guy too. He hasn't been too productive over his short NFL career. He had some big injuries in Buffalo, but then he went to Kansas City. He had maybe a decent year there, and then he didn't do much the following year. When they won the Super Bowl last year, he did start though. He was the starting middle linebacker for the Chiefs there, but his production wasn't that great. Then you got guys like Elijah Lee, who's a special teamer. You got Maben, who's a special teamer. I just don't really see too many standout guys on that linebacker group. Even Tavai, I think he'll be better year 2, but I still got question marks about that pick. I do like the pick, but I'm not too sure how he's going to really pan out. That whole group in itself, though, just kind of worries me. The linebacking core there.
Facts. Like it.
Absolutely. What about you, MicroMike?
Ooh, man, this one's a really hard one, but I'm gonna have to go with the team doctors. I don't know what happened last year with these doctors and these people that stretch these players out, but the injuries was a piling, and I think they need to get this thing fixed. I know they fired some individuals in there when it comes to the health trainers and the trainers in general, but man, whatever they was drinking, whoever is putting the water in there, whatever, but the injuries was killing us. No, but for real, I would have to say, in all honesty, the defensive line, to me, that's the scariest. The scariest, because last year, quarterbacks was sitting there 7-8 seconds because of injuries, and they were doing their reads twice. Dak Prescott sitting back there driving me nuts, and if you don't get a defensive line that can push the pressure, push the pocket, make sure that the quarterback cannot step up in the pocket, you're going to see what a 3-12-1 record does. And so I think it's definitely better because of health is better from last year and player upgrade. But since last year went so bad, I want to see it. I have to see this. I want to see these guys on the field and still be good to go in the fourth quarter. And with the injuries not piling up, I have to see it because last year was so bad. I've never seen a defensive line so bad last year. And to me, this has got to be the weakest link until proven different on the field.
Oh, absolutely. And I see everything, King. Yeah. That is hilarious.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
I see that. I was like, oh, I got to kill that
one. Poor JB, poor KFC. He's only going to live for about another year.
Watch out for that sardine oil. Sardine oil, boys.
Run if you got money. Run if you value your life.
Oh, man. What a show.
Man, that lady, man, she's that the smile on her face when she talks, it puts chills down my spines, man.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The Derrn, are you back?
Yes, I am here.
Okay. Who do you think is the weakest position on the team?
I completely agree with them on saying it's the D-line, and I'm going to go specifically at the defensive tackle position. Yeah, Shelton's really good at eating space and pretty good at stopping the run. But in my opinion, he's nothing that special. He's not that big of a difference maker. I hope he proves me wrong. I think Deshaun Hand should get more playing time than him. But that position just scares the crap out of me because how much people ran on us last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Man, you guys have given some great answers. I'm going to say that it's going to be the offensive guard. That's going to be, for me, the weakest link. Yes, we did upgrade it. I get that. But until they can show that they are, able to perform at a high level, that is still our weakest link. Until we are able to run the football, that's still going to be our weakest link. I do think that we did do the necessary upgrades, but until we see it, it has to be for me. What do you guys think? You guys think that that's kind of a far-fetched one, or
No. I think the weakest link though is definitely the fullback, Mr. Bawden. I think this guy. I don't know how he makes the roster, and anyone that likes him, they scare me, man. No, I'm just playing.
Hey, come on now, Nick Bogdan. He helped two running backs, Donald Pumphrey and Rashad Penny, both eclipse 2,000 yards in back-to-back seasons. That's never been done in NCAA history.
Madden is going to be on the cover of Nick Bawden in 2020.
Hey,
Believe that.
if what's his name from Cleveland can get on the cover.
Oh yeah, yep.
After that one stellar year, and he was a one-hit pony.
Oh yeah. Oh, what was his name?
I can't think of it off the top of my head. I know his number was 40 off the Cleveland Browns, and he made the Madden cover.
Oh,
Yeah.
Peyton Hill?
Yep.
Yeah,
Peyton Hilton.
Hilton.
Yep. Hillis. Yep.
Hillis. Yeah, Peyton Hillis. That's right. Yeah.
Yep.
The corn-fed man.
He was he was a monster though, Brian. He was a monster.
He was.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so the next question is Danny Amendola states that Stafford arm and back looks great. What's your guys' thoughts?
Woo!
We'll start with you, MicroMike.
I say thank God, Amendola. I like hearing that news. Anything when it comes to Matthew Stafford's back being healthy puts a smile on my face. It puts a smile on my face.
Yeah.
And we need to have that because, and again, it's important that our quarterback can play 16 games. He broke his back 2 times in 2 years by him saying his back looks good. The arm I'm fine about, but the back, man, and I'm still worried about that, and I'm going to be worried about it throughout the season, but that definitely puts a smile on my face. We need to see Stafford upright because if he's not upright, we're not going to win a lot of games this year. No doubt about it. No question. When Stafford was out of the lineup, we were 0-8 and we looked like garbage. Stafford gives us a chance. He needs to be in the lineup for us to win, and we need to compete this year and make the postseason. So that spine of his, he needs to be upright. And Danny Amendola, I really appreciate you saying that. It makes me happy. I'm still a little concerned about it, but it makes me happy.
Absolutely. What about you, Derrn?
I agree completely with him. It's great to hear that, and everyone knows that his arm's going to be just fine. He was playing at an MVP level last year, but for him to say his back is looking great, I don't know how he judges that just by maybe the way he's turning his hips or something like that. But until I hear it from a doctor that he's looking great with his back, I'm still going to be afraid of it.
Yeah, I can definitely see that. What about you, Everything King?
Yeah.
You guys gonna have to hit me with the question again. I had some conversation in the background. Sorry about that.
Oh, my bad. Okay, it says Danny Amendola states that Stafford's arm and back looks great. What's your thoughts?
Oh, well, that's definitely good news. I think Matthew Stafford, I think he could have honestly played last year. I'm one of the conspiracy theory guys, man, that the Lions shut it down on purpose. But, he's had plenty of time to get healthy and let himself recover. He even got extra time now due to the pandemic. So I think next season, Matthew Stafford should be ready to go, man. So I believe Amendola. I don't think he's just blowing hot air.
Okay.
I believe your conspiracy theory, by the way. I truly
do too.
Yep, absolutely.
Because as soon as their jobs was certain, he went on IR. The same day they got told their jobs were back.
Yeah, man. And like I said, I feel like they went away from the tight ends as well. It was just a lot of fishy things going on, man. Especially with T.J. Hawkinson and Jesse James. It just wasn't targeting the guys at all. It was just weird.
Yeah, absolutely. I definitely agree on that, and definitely agree with the conspiracy theory on that. What about you, Mark Orum?
Yeah, I thought that his the back issue that was going on there last year was a little bit different. I thought he should have been shut down a lot earlier, and I don't think he honestly took the back injury serious 2 years ago, as serious as he should have. And then he came back into last year with that same back injury, and then he was banged up from week one pretty much, right? And I don't think he took the injury that serious the year before, and then he was just he's playing gimpy, and then they were losing, and then finally he got shut down. But like you guys say, it was all fishy. It was kind of weird. Yeah, like their jobs they got committed to their jobs with the coaches. So all of a sudden, boom, Stafford was put on IR. Everything was just weird about last year, but I think he was serious. I think the injury was serious, and I just don't think they took it as serious in 2018 going into the 2019 season. His arm, I'll never have in question. Like, I'll never question his arm, but the back, I'm glad they shut him down when they did, and I think he's ready to roll. And hopefully Amendola is not just blowing smoke. I'm sure he's not.
Absolutely. Did everybody go? I believe so. I mean, for me, I definitely think that, hearing that, Amendola being there next to Matthew Stafford, catching his passes, this offseason and things like that, and saying that, I think it does bode well. I think, with the extra time he has, like everything King was saying and everybody's been saying is, it's definitely going to help. But man, he is the go-to guy to where, if he goes down, it's going to be a down year.
Yep.
He goes down, then my Kool-Aid drinking is going to go down.
Oh, yeah.
I have a
we
feeling
can't have that.
No, we cannot have that, folks. But we can have, if you have not hit that like button, please hit that like button. We appreciate it. It'll help Travis get his channel to go above and beyond on YouTube, so individuals can check his stuff out. If you have not subscribed to anyone on the panel, what are you doing? Make sure you do it. Also, Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. He is the newest member of ISN, Infinite Sports Network. Awesome. Absolutely love him being part of this team. And make sure you subscribe to his channel. He's a newer YouTuber for our Detroit Lions. He does other things as well, like Tigers. I think even Red Wings. I know he does other teams as well. So, Meg, if you are not subscribed to him, that's crazy. That's crazy, Trav.
Absolutely. That is #facts. And also, I do want to send a special shout out to the Gridiron Blitz, as well as Noble Sports Entertainment. I do see them in the chat. I do know that you guys are busy, and appreciate you guys for still rocking with us, in the chat. So appreciate that, fellas. And, definitely hit everybody up on this panel. Great channels. Everything King, Mark Orum, the Derrn, MicroMike, great channels. But we'll go on to the next question, which is Danny. I already said that one. Detroit's the least likely team to make the playoffs per ESPN simulations with over 20,000 tries. What's your guys' thoughts on that? We'll start with Mark Orum from Orum's Forum.
Can you repeat that again, bro? I'm sorry.
Okay, so out of 20 simulations, ESPN says Detroit Lions are the least likely team to make the playoffs.
Least likely to make the playoffs. Really, eh? After that many simulations? Holy
After 20,000, yeah.
No way, man. I think they're going to make the playoffs this year. I think they're just going to slip in. I think they're going to get. I think that's wrong. I'm not agreeing with that at all, man. That's just no respect again, right? It just seems like we just get no respect, man. Come on, Sports Illustrated, ESPN. Come on. Let's go, man. We're going to make the playoffs this year. We're going to get in there. I believe we're going to win 9-7, maybe 10-6. I think we're going to slip in. Yeah, we're getting in.
Okay. I definitely can agree with that. Everything King, what about you? After 20,000 simulations, Detroit, according to ESPN, they said that we are the least likely team.
I'm not a fan of computers. I'm just not, man. I'm even, you even have people that's doing the Madden simulations, man, and some of the stuff that happens on those is just outrageous, man. It's more based on the Lions' history. Come on, man. 20,000 simulations, and the Lions are that's garbage. That's absolute garbage, man.
100%.
They'll make the playoffs, right? Yeah, they'll make the playoffs, man. They'll probably slip in there, just like I was saying before, man. 9-7, 10-6, probably around that territory. The schedule is not as rough as some people try to make it seem. You're just not looking at the situations that's going on a lot of these teams. The Lions got rid of their locker room issues. They went up and picked up some guys that contribute to the team. We only lost Darius Slay as far as guys that have any significance, and Okwara and Glasgow. I got to say Glasgow. That was my guy. But yeah, I think that the Detroit Lions can make the playoffs, and that is absolute bull.
Absolutely. And I too, I'm going to miss Graham Glasgow. That was one of my guys as well. But what about you, the Derrn?
I completely disagree, first and foremost. You cannot tell me that we're behind the Cincinnati Bengals and the Washington Redskins, for one. But honestly, I do get it. I honestly do get it. We haven't done much lately, and Detroit gets no love, unfortunately, other than in Detroit. That's why they say it's Detroit versus everyone. This is the year where they need to prove it, or it's another reset.
Absolutely. I do feel that way as well. What about you, MicroMike?
I want to know who in the world has time to do 20,000 simulations. Oh my God, that is talk about no life. Even with COVID going on, I can talk about 10,000 things I would rather do besides 20,000 simulations. Jeez. I think their computer got a virus with this. Lions the least amount. Come on, man. The Cincinnati Bengals above Detroit? Come on, man. What? Oh my God. You know what? We love it. I love it. Sports Illustrated, because it is Detroit versus everybody. DVE was started with stuff like this. This is what we as YouTubers, it's the fuel that burns our fire. The lack of respect, the disrespect we get, I love it. I absolutely love it, because it feeds into the narrative that we've been talking about forever, that King's been on YouTube forever, that the man Brees Morris is, the 313 Hitmans, all these people been on here forever, is how they disrespect our city, our state, they disrespect our team. And thank you very much, legacy media like Sports Illustrated, because without you, there's no us. Since you destroy our team, we are here to bring facts and bring some Kool-Aid to the fans and some sort of respect about the city of Detroit.
Man, how can I go after that? Drop the mic, Mr. MicroMike.
Woo!
Dropping those facts.
Hey, man, it drives me. The lack of respect for Detroit. Do they not? I mean, they talk about all these cities, right? They talk about Chicago. They talk about Baltimore. They talk about Seattle. They talk about Dallas, New York. wait a minute. Without Detroit, we don't win World War II because they're the ones that helped the military out with all those weapons, the hardworking females with their muscle bone posters that we've seen doing 12-hour days in the factories of Detroit, the Motor City, creating the Industrial Revolution for the United States. But we get destroyed by the legacy media. Why? When without this city, there ain't no greatness in the United States. Detroit is literally the backbone of this country. And it drives me crazy, the amount of disrespect they get. You go to Detroit, it's the blue-collar city of the whole United States, period. You go there, I will take one Detroiter over anyone in Hollywood or in LA or all those clowns over there. Detroit is the blue-collar city. Without them, we ain't nothing.
Facts, Mike. I'm going to definitely say I don't know who has time for 20,000 simulations. Obviously, they probably did maybe about 100 and said, "Oh, it was 20,000," because I would not sit there for no 20,000. They could fire me.
That's fact.
But
that's a
I
lot.
definitely, yeah, that is a lot, and I'm definitely with you. Without the Everything Kings, the Mondo Ray Moores, the 313 Hitmans, DVE, and all those, we would not have the proper media coverage. And man, I cannot believe that it is so much disrespect. I mean, I do see some articles that, we're finally starting to get a little sprinkles here and there of, hey, they actually don't count them out. They're a very big dark horse, and things like that. But, then you'll get, if for every one, there's always two that are bad. So if you get one good article from the legacy media, they'll give you two other bad ones. And it's just like, come on, like
the hate
put
is
some
real.
respect on our name. Oh, absolutely.
The hate is real. And it's crazy because you hear about all these media pundits. They always talk about the underdog and talk about, people that they're not the rich yet they dog our city. Detroit went bankrupt. It used to be a powerhouse, and the population dropped to 500,000. And what do we hear from the media? They laugh at us. Well, screw you. We're Detroit.
Yep, 1960s.
We're
the
Detroit.
60s riot. Yep.
Hey, you look at Eminem, you look at all the people that come from Detroit. You don't see Eminem moving to Hollywood. He still lives in Detroit. And that's what I love about Detroit. There's a lot of Lions fans out there all over the United States. I went to Jamaica. I got Lions stuff there. Want to know why? Because there is a lot more fans that rep Detroit than the media gives it credit for, saying we're a small media town. Well, that's because you make us small. They're actually pretty big. Guaranteed big. Because there's so much individuals out there that wants this city and wants this team to do so good, and we get destroyed. But that's okay because it is Detroit versus everybody, and we coming.
Absolutely, man. MicroMike with the hammer.
Yeah, man, I'm about to bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid man.
I know, man.
Yeah.
For sure, man.
That is facts right there, King. Oh man. So Sports Illustrated created an article explaining how we can go from worst to first. What's your guys' thoughts? MicroMike, since you're a man on fire, we'll start with you.
First off, hey, I appreciate it. It's nice to get some love. You got to understand, we don't get a love a lot. So when there's an article that gives us love like this, I love it, man. It actually is kind of looking past bias. Yes, our team went 3-12-1, but let's look at the factors that got us to 3-12-1. Matthew Stafford goes down. We had 21 people on injured reserves, and we had referees that's doing hands to the face like nothing. So we do have a lot of talent in this. This offense can legitimately be top 3 offense, no doubt about it. You got Matthew Stafford, DeAndre Swift, Bo Scarborough. You got an offensive line that's pretty decent. Let's talk about Kenny Galladay, Marvin Jones Jr., Danny Amendola. We got weapons on offense. We have weapons. So we're not worried about this offense. I know our offense is going to do really, really good. No doubt about it. Our defense was bad last year. but we revamped it with players that trust Matt Patricia's system. We had Darius Slay, who did not like Matt Patricia's system. We had Snacks Harrison, who was not fully invested into the system. So what do? They get Jamie Collins, they get Derrn Harmon, they upgrade the positions with the Patricia's types of guys. That alone to me is an upgrade because now you have people that buy in. All it takes is one defector to really screw up the bunch. And so now we got a bunch of guys that is in Patricia's way that should elevate the defense. And to me, if you have that, and it's not like the Packers were some juggernaut team. They were 13-3, but they didn't play like no 13. Let's be honest. They didn't play like a 13-3 team. The Chicago Bears, they have issues at quarterback. Minnesota Vikings, to me, is the team that worries me the most out of the NFC North. But they lost talent. Everson Griffin's gone. They lost a cornerback. So, yeah, the Lions legitimately have a shot to go from worst to first. There's not no Kansas City team in the NFC North. Okay, there's not. There's not one of those teams where they're just straight up going to just bulldoze people. The Detroit Lions have a shot just like anybody else, and it's nice to see that an individual that's not in the city of Detroit that kind of looks at it and says, wow, the Lions can turn it around.
Absolutely. What about you, the Derrn?
This is talking about the NFC North, right? Not the whole NFC.
No, this is talk about the Detroit Lions.
Yeah, I mean, being worse to first in the division. That's the correct one?
I believe so, yeah.
Okay, yeah, then I can believe that. I can believe we can go worst to first in the division, just like Mike said, because of our additions and how all the other teams either had bad drafts or lost a bunch of players. But the realist in me says that I need to see it to believe it for the whole NFC.
Facts.
Yeah,
absolutely. What about you, Everything King?
I'm drinking the Kool-Aid on that one, man. I think they do actually have an opportunity. Like I said, when you look at 12 games of the season last year that we lost within close quarters, man, especially playing with two bum quarterbacks. These teams, bad drafts, losing players. Lions were the only team I felt like they were actually building this season, trying to they actually tried to really get better. The Vikings drafted okay, but they lost a lot of heavy hitters, man. So, I can buy that, man. I could definitely buy that. As far as the entire NFC, that's what I'll have to wait and see on. But as far as our division, the NFC North, I can do that.
Absolutely. Mark Orum from Orum's Forum. What's your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely within the division, I could see it. I'm going to be drinking the Kool-Aid on this one too a little bit. The only roadblock to me is the Minnesota Vikings because I personally think the Bears are not a threat, and I think the Packers got some problems going on, and I think this Aaron Rodgers thing is going to be a lot worse. You're either going to get a really, really mad Aaron Rodgers, and he's going to play lights out, or you're just going to get the whiny kind of like just going through the motions Aaron Rodgers. It just because of the way the draft went and the way their pickups went of not getting anybody. But I really love what the Lions did in the offseason. I love their draft. The only thing that really concerns me is the Minnesota Vikings. They're going to be that roadblock. Like I said, our offense is I think is going to be a juggernaut. The defense scares me a bit still, obviously, because we were 31st, boys, and in overall defense, we were a bad defense. But we made some nice pickups. We just got to get by the Vikings, and I think it can be done. We just got to get the Kirk Cousins. It's a shame that I hope we don't have to put 40 plus on the board every week, though, just to win games. Like, you know what I mean? But we have the offense to do it. We just gotta ball out, man. We just gotta ball out, and I think first place can be had. I really do believe that, and I'm excited for this year for especially that offense, man. I just can't wait to watch this offense play.
Oh, absolutely.
Can I interject something really quick?
Oh, go ahead.
My son came in here and he wants to say something.
Oh, go ahead.
Awesome.
Go Lions.
Yeah.
Hey, absolutely. Go
Sweet.
Lions.
And, I just want to say something on that last point, man. I would have went with, I would have agreed with that. My only thing is with the Vikings is the veterans that they lost. I'm not going to buy into them replacing them with rookies. I'm not big on, replacing those type of positions with rookies like that. So that's probably the only reason I didn't go that route. Like I said, the Vikings just lost some. They lost some hitters, man, and
They did.
It's going to hurt them.
Absolutely. I do think that the Detroit Lions could go from worst to first in the division. If you really look at our schedule, yes, we are tied for the fifth toughest schedule. But if you look at our schedule, how it is set up, yes, our tough matchups are at the end of the season. Yes, this, that, the other. But if you look at home versus away, it actually favors us in the second half of the season because we do have a lot more home games than road games that second half of the season. So, yeah, those tougher matchups are played here in Detroit. And as long as you can take care of home, I think you could take care of the division. And then, you do got a lot more road games on the road to start the year. So I do definitely think that the Detroit Lions could go to first place in the division, but we do have to go out and see it week to week. Go out there and give it your all for 60 minutes. If you cannot do that, you cannot make this team because this team is win now.
And to add to that schedule, I understand we have the fifth hardest schedule, but in years past, I would be worried because we would never beat winners. But I think we have to admit that we're more competitive now with Matt Patricia against teams that are considered a harder team or a playoff caliber team because we play to the level of competition. If the team sucks, we play to that level. But if the team's good, we also elevate to that level as well. So that gives me a little more confidence that we can compete with those playoff caliber teams and do a better job than in years past.
Absolutely. I do want to interject a little bit more onto that. We can't play down to the poor competition. We got to, when you see those poor competitions, you got to go out there and put your foot on their neck, destroy them, because that is when you do get the level of respect. You beat the teams that you're supposed to, and you play your tail off against those teams that you're not supposed to. And, who knows? If you do win those games, guess what? Now they got to put respect because not only are you taking care of the teams that you're supposed to, you're also putting your foot down on these other teams like the Tampa Bay Buccaneers or the New Orleans Saints or the defending world champions, the Kansas City Chiefs, or the 49ers or all these greater teams than the Detroit Lions. If you put your foot down and compete against them, as well as taking care of your weaker opponents, the media has to put respect on your name.
And about putting your foot down on their necks, when you're going against competition, you make sure that you put on the pressure constantly. You keep that foot down on that neck and you don't give up until you defeat them and defeat them handedly. And that's what it's all about here in Detroit.
Yep, absolutely. Week 1. What do you call it? The Arizona Cardinals. We had our foot on the gas and then let up. 18 points up, you let up. We cannot have that. You cannot have that when you are trying to compete for a playoff spot. They were the worst team in the NFL. My second favorite team, the Arizona Cardinals, were the worst team going into that game with a rookie quarterback and a bunch of rookies. All over that team. You can't let up off the gas when you're up 18 points. Keep going. If they don't like it, force them to stop it by playing defense, by playing within the rules and things like that. And then if they win, hey, they were just the better team that night. But you know what? You absolutely. But you know what? You keep your foot on that gas and you keep going.
Yeah, and you can go, if you do that, you can go 11 for 11 and 12 for 12. That's the way I see it.
Hey, even 16 and 16.
Facts on facts.
Yeah.
So the next one is, how can Deshaun Hand recapture his magic? We will start with Mark Orum from Orum's Forum.
Yeah, with Deshaun Hand, this kid just needs to stay healthy. That's his whole thing. That's if he can just stay healthy, I think the kid can really produce for this team. He's just been banged up for the last couple of years, and that's the main thing. Health. That's like the whole D line was banged up last year. That's like he needs help. He needs to drink more milk. He needs to do something, man, to stay healthy. Like
he needs some milk.
You know what I mean, though. Like he just needs, like, that's the main thing, man. If he's got to recapture that magic, it's just health is key in all sports, right? So stay healthy, and the kid's got talent. The kid's got talent, and I'm not going to fault him for choosing Alabama over Michigan, too. By the way, which he did back in the day.
Yeah.
No, but I love the kid. I really do love the kid, man. And he really showed a lot as I think we drafted him in the 4th round. I want to say a couple years ago.
Yeah,
years ago?
4th round.
Okay, yep. 4th round, and he really balled out for a bit there, and then injuries have just bit him. He just needs to stay healthy, man. He can stay healthy. He can be a big contributor on that D line.
Absolutely. What about you, the Derrn?
I completely agree. It's health, and I think he will be much better this year. He will get back on track, and he's my comeback player of the year. So I need him to prove me wrong, because I just said a little bit ago defensive tackle was our worst position. So if he proves me wrong, that'll make me really happy.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm. What about you, MicroMike?
Man, Deshaun Hand is one of my favorite players on this team, and you've heard me say it before, and I'm going to say it again. If I see him like I did last time, I will not say he's going to the Pro Bowl, because as soon as I said that, he got injured. All he needs to do is just stay healthy. He is so talented. He is so talented, and no doubt about it, we need this man on this defensive line, playing end, playing tackle, and if he can just stay healthy, that's all I'm worried about. I think his magic is there. He's got that motor. He's got that. He's got the it factor when it comes to the intangibles that you want in a player, when it comes to learning, when it comes to understanding the game, when it comes to hard work. So to me, that is good. He just got to stay healthy and make sure to stretch out his legs, consistently do what it takes for a player to stay healthy. If you look at the greats, they go in these air chambers, they sit in ice, they stretch a lot. I mean, they're constantly eating healthy. They're doing all these little things simply to keep their body in football type of shape. And if he can do that and pick up this type of attitude when it comes to off the field, sky's the limit for his talent on the field.
Absolutely. Everything King, are you back?
Yeah, I'm here. Okay. Yeah, man. Always been big on Deshaun Hand. He was one of the guys in the group that I was speaking about previously. That was hurt at the beginning of the season when I went to training camp last year. Didn't have an opportunity to see none of our guys, really, man. Everybody was wearing arm braces, and it was just bad, But the talent has always been there with Deshaun Hand. He just, he has to not try to get too strong, tearing biceps and stuff like that. You got to calm down, big fella. But yeah, very, very powerful young guy. The funny thing about it is when we drafted him, I actually did not like it. I thought he was lazy. When I was watching his films, I thought he was lazy. I'm like, this dude does nothing. Yeah. But when he got to the next level, oh my God, man, he turned into a beast.
Yep.
Yeah. He turned into one of my. Yeah, he turned into one of my favorite players, man. So, health is the biggest thing with Deshaun Hand. I have no issues worrying about the talent level.
Yeah. Yeah, I definitely, he got to stay healthy. He got to, best ability is availability. Because the kid got talent, man. I was too, just like King was like, what are they doing with this Deshaun Hand kid? Like, no, and then as soon as his name was called, it's like he flipped on a switch. It was like, oh, you guys thought I was like that? Nah, this is how I really am. It's just like, bring all of that.
If he can stay on the field for 16 games, he is a dark horse to make a Pro Bowl via talent. I mean, he's got a lot of talent, guys. I mean, if he stays healthy, imagine having him fully healthy with Trey Flowers and Aquara. I mean, that's a great tandem.
I was just about to say, I can't wait to see him next to Flowers.
Yeah. Yeah. And the thing is, we talk about, the run blocking, run stopping, and things like that. When Deshaun Hand was healthy, he made and helped Snacks Harris be just that much better. You've seen it. And even last year, while I was doing all these live streams and things like that, I said, just wait until Deshaun Hand gets healthy. When he's healthy, he will help that defensive pass rush and all this and all that, because that dude just has endless talent. And sure enough, he plays, and boom, the team was just automatically better. It was just like, man, he needs to stay healthy. That's his biggest problem. And if he can stay healthy, man, this defense is going to be a thing of beauty. Because I do think that if the defensive line can perform, then the linebacking and secondary is going to be there where they need to be to make plays. And, hopefully they can become the second or the top scoring defense. If you look at a Matt Patricia defense, he really tries to strive towards a top scoring defense more than an overall defense. So if we can get him to, get back some of that top scoring defense, it takes pressure off that elite type of offense that we have going with endless amount of depth. Because now Matthew Stafford doesn't have to always throw a touchdown late in the game to win it, or he doesn't have to rely on Matt Prater to kick a game-winning field goal for 50 yards. Now it's like, okay, hey, I could go get an interception for a touchdown, or I could get a fumble recovery for a touchdown, or I can go, maybe run the football for the game winner, or something like that, to where, now his vision of being a well-balanced team finally comes into fruition. And I definitely think it really starts with Deshaun Hand on that offensive or that defensive line.
Man, that's a mic drop. That's a mic drop, man. I'm glad I don't have to go after that.
Hey, Deshaun Hand's one of my favorite guys.
Hey, man, yeah, I want to add one more little thing, man. Deshaun Hand should be hungry this year.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing, man. I still remember that play when he swallowed up Aaron Rodgers, man, and ball popped out, he recovered it himself. That type of stuff, man. I expect Deshaun Hand to have a pretty good season this year.
Absolutely. And I do remember that, King. That was, oh man, that was I think that was the day that I was like, Deshaun Hand's my favorite guy. He popped the ball out of Aaron Rodgers' hands and got the fumble recovery too.
Oh yeah, that was a great play, man.
Yeah, folks, I see that we have 36 in the chat. If you have not hit that like button, please do so. Also, subscribe to everybody on the panel. You're already subscribed to Everything King. You're subscribed to Trox. And if you're not subscribed to myself, do so. Same with Mark Orum from Orum's Forum, the newest member of ISN. He's a very new YouTuber, and Derrn as well. He'll be doing podcasts primarily, and it's going to be a great time. And it's also good to subscribe to everybody because you don't know whose channel it's going to be on. Thursday, it's going to be on my channel. And guess what, folks? It's my birthday Thursday. So your boy is going to be drunk off that Kool-Aid. So you're going to want to tune in to my channel on Thursday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, the One Pride podcast. Me, on my birthday, I'm going to go insane, man. But I'm not going to be in my birthday suit. I promise.
Mike's gonna be drunk off that Kool-Aid.
Yeah, I don't know what just happened.
You don't want to know. Sometimes what stays behind the scenes needs to stay behind the scenes.
I kind of feel like you're in your underwear right now.
Thursday.
Oh man, that's
no, what a
a scary
visual.
thought. That's a bad visual, folks. That's a bad visual, man.
I think my eyes just went blind.
Thank God there's no mirror here because I think I'd go blind as well.
Oh man. So one of our last questions before we open it up to the chat. What can we expect Matthew Stafford to perform in year 2 under Darrell Bevell's offense? We will start with the Derrn.
I expect Stafford to be lights out. In year 1 under Bevell, he was playing at an MVP type of level until he got hurt. So if we can implement that run game, I expect this offense to be very explosive.
Absolutely. We'll go with Mark Orum from Orum's Forum.
Yeah, man. Same here. Year 1 under Bevell, he was playing like an MVP. His numbers were off the charts, man. He was throwing for if he would have stayed healthy, he would have touched on 5,000 yards probably because he was at like 2,500 before he got hurt. And that's nuts. And his interceptions were down. He only threw about 4 or 5, I think, at the time. 19 touchdowns. Like he was going to in 8 games. And that's crazy, man. Like he was going to go 35, 40 touchdowns easy. Completion percentage was really good at 64% about. I expect big things. He just needs to stay healthy. And if he does, man, he's got all the weapons. Like look at the weapons he has. There's not one thing you can say bad about our weapons right now. You got Hall, you got Kenny Golladay, you got Marvin Jones, you got Hawk, you got hopefully Bryant, who I think is going to make a big impact on this team. You got 2 running backs who can catch the ball easily. Three actually, if you include Huntley. So, and then he's got help all around. I expect huge things out of Matthew this year. I'm so excited for this offense, man. I'm coming out of my skin thinking about this offense.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah,
absolutely. And Everything King, what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I totally agree with that, man. Like I say, if you go back and watch the highlights when Matthew was, in the game last season, man, oh man, over the years, I've grown to say Matthew Stafford's probably just going to throw it 5 yards, He was throwing the ball down the field last season, man. It was beautiful to watch, man. He was utilizing his tight ends early. Him and Amendola was building a nice little chemistry. I was getting real excited. That's why I was so angry when they shut him down. It's going to be fun, man, with a healthy Matthew Stafford, man. It's just too many weapons. Our offense never was a problem. It's just our defense was so bad, man. They were so bad. Man. Yeah, Matthew, he's going to be nice this year.
Absolutely. MicroMike.
With Matthew Stafford last year, we're top 5 offense, and we didn't have a running game. Bring in DeAndre Swift. They're already practicing. They started practicing immediately. Now we have a threat to run the football. This offense is going to take that next step, and Matthew Stafford is going to be lighting it on fire. He was legitimately an MVP candidate last year before he got injured without a running game, guys, because the running game was not looking good. Now we have a threat to run the football. Remember Javid Best? We went 5-0 before he got injured. We had a threat to run that football. Matthew Stafford was on fire. Now you bring in year 2 of Darrell Bevell. He's going to know. He already knows the playbook. This is not learning on the job. Last year they were learning. Generally, offense are slower to learn when you get a new coordinator, but the offenses started hot immediately. Now you're bringing the players who already don't know the system, and you're putting a healthy quarterback behind a healthy offensive line immediately, and bring in DeAndre Swift mixed with Kerryon Johnson and Bo. Good luck. Matthew Stafford, he's going to have some good numbers this year. If you do fantasy football and if you get Matthew Stafford in a league, I would do it because Darrell Bevell is proven that he can make an offense on fire, and we got every single weapon is solidified on this off. This offense is ridiculous. This offense can go. It could be the top one in the league. It's going to be up there with the Baltimore Ravens and the Kansas City Chiefs. I can't wait to see it on the field. I can't wait to see when when DeAndre Swift in the backfield, the little more room that you're going to see the wide receivers and tight ends be open. I mean, TJ Hawkinson's already open all the time. Now he's going to even be more open. It's awesome, and it's going to be a sight to behold.
Absolutely. And speaking of which, we do got some breaking news. In about 5 days, on June 1st, I will be opening up a fantasy football league. If anyone is willing to join, let ISN members know. We'll get with you and get you out the info. But ISN is going to be having a fantasy football league that will be dropping around June 1st.
Yeah, and I can't wait to win it.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Hey, you still got to go against the champ. The champ is here.
Yeah.
No, but I just think it would be fun, having that. And then we'll probably be coming out with a show if Mike is up for it. I know we were having early talks about it, that we're going to have a talk show with it going around with it. So if you guys are interested, definitely, we'll definitely love to see you out there. But as far as Matthew Stafford, performing under year 2 under Darrell Bevell's system, man, I definitely think that this team is going to definitely be a man amongst boys, because Matthew Stafford's healthy. There's been upgrades to that offensive line. You got all these weapons. You got, probably a steal in DeAndre Swift with that second round pick. And, this team's going to be going by so much better. And the key thing is health. The team is healthy. Man, the sky's the limit for this team. Tough schedule or not. You want to make a name for yourself, you go out this year with the tied for the 5th hardest schedule. And what do you call it? And you go out there and win on a consistent basis, with not, having the refs help you out here or there. Sorry, Packers fans, but you guys are infamous for having the refs help you.
Yeah.
You go out there and you go out and perform, play 60 minutes, healthy. I do understand it's football. You're going to get banged up here and there. There is a 100% injury rate in football. But, I do definitely think that, if this team can definitely stay healthy, man, the sky's the limit for him. Especially Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford is one of the most underrated quarterbacks in the entire NFL. I have him in the top 3. And that's with the Jim Bob Cooters, the all these other wannabe offensive coordinators. He finally has a real offensive coordinator. He finally is starting to get a real running back core. He got a real tight end core, and he got weapons on wide receivers. The only thing that is a massive concern for me is that offensive line. Can that offensive line keep Matthew Stafford upright? Because an upright Matthew Stafford is a dangerous Matthew Stafford, and it's a good thing for Detroit Lions fans.
And there's some highlights available, even though he played a little, on YouTube right now, man. If y'all want to go in there and check it out and just look at what Matthew Stafford did when he actually had time to throw the football. It was amazing, man. And just that short of a film, you just get excited.
Absolutely. King, are you do you gotta go, or are you good?
I got about another 15 minutes.
Oh, okay. So then we are gonna open it up to the people. If you could put hashtag ISN for your comments, and we'll read them off and answer it. And if you want a direct answer from somebody, put at and whoever on the panel. Let's see, who do we got? We got
Here's a good one from Dad Dude. He says, how many points on average do you think a year 2 healthy offenses will average? And Troxel, I would love to beat y'all in fantasy.
Okay, Dad Dude, just message me on I do have a email, it's in my description. Email me. I'll send you out the link.
You can also DM us on Twitter. You know that. Talk So go ahead and DM us. If you want to join with us one of these days, let me know, man. Just DM us.
Absolutely. How many points do you think year 2 with a healthy offense? I mean, this team can average at least 50 points. And then, I mean, you really stop and think about it. I literally have this offense. It can probably go toe to toe with the Kansas City Chiefs. Toe to toe with the Kansas City Chiefs offense. I think we are that talented on offense. The only thing is how is that offensive line going to perform? If they can keep him healthy and keep Matthew Stafford upright, this team can go toe to toe with the world champs.
The thing is, I don't want that to happen. That means our defense is not doing good. So hopefully we don't have to. But yeah, this offense is going to be legit scary, guys. It's going to be awesome to behold.
Yeah, man. I'm thinking, I'm hoping they can get about 32 points a game. You know what I mean? But they got to, just like everyone's saying, man, their defense has to hold down a little bit, man. Because if we're scoring 50, man, that's a struggle.
It's either a struggle or a bunch of 3-and-outs.
Exactly. That's hand in hand, right? Like that. Yeah. So, but I'm going to say about 30, maybe 32. And like, that'd be nice, man. Get about 4 touchdowns on the board and a field goal, like whatever they can do there. But yeah, man, I think offense is sky. Sky is the limit right there on our offense.
Absolutely. So Noble Sports Entertainment says, what will the record by week 5? Okay, I think was supposed to say
what's the record by the bye week? We have the bye week 5. So in the first 4 games.
We'll start with Everything King.
Yes. Man, that's definitely a good record for sure.
You had to start with me.
Oh, my bad.
3-2.
3-2?
Yeah.
I can see that. What about MicroMike?
I think we have the bye week 5, right? So that would be we'd have 4 games. So I think 3-1 is probably what it'll be, or a 2-2. But I think hopefully it's 3-1, and we get the games we got to win is the first 2 games. In all honesty, if we win those first 2 games, I'm happy.
Absolutely. What about you, the Derrn?
I think those first 4 games are winnable, but I think we go 2-2.
Yeah, that's probable.
And Mark Orum from Orum Forum?
I'm going to go with 3-1. I think they're going to be 3-1 by week 5.
Okay. Who do you think is that going to be that one loss?
I think they're going to lose to the Saints at home.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
so then I'm gonna
I'm
gonna definitely be going with that same exact. That's why I was asking who's gonna be that one loss.
Yeah,
is because I'm going with 3-1, and it's gonna be the Saints with the loss.
Yeah,
I just think that Drew Brees is on a mission. He's gonna retire as a Super Bowl champ. Whatever year he wins it, that's his last game. He's gonna pull a Peyton. Ray Lewis and things like that.
Man, I hope not. I'm tired playing the Saints because they always seem to get the better of us.
Yeah, but it's always a shootout, though, eh? It's always a shootout with the Saints. Always.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Gridiron Yuki says, hashtag ISN. What is your prediction for the San Francisco 49ers? I can pull up their schedule.
I can say just thinking about it, 11 to 12 wins. They still got a really good team. That defensive line is ridiculous. They got rid of DeForest Buckner, but didn't they add the defensive tackle? I forgot his name. He was rated the number 2 or number 1 defensive tackle. It wasn't Brown as the other guy.
Kinlaw.
Kinlaw.
Yep.
So I think
that's what I wanted, man.
I think they're going to still be a scary team with Kinlaw and Bosa. Sheesh, man.
Yuki, I'm going to tell you now. I think you got the better player of you if Kinlaw and Brown.
Oh yeah,
I thought Kinlaw was better.
Oh yeah. What about you, the Derrn? What do you think the San Francisco record would be?
I'd say at least 10 wins as long as Garoppolo stays healthy.
Okay. Mark Orum?
I say, yeah, about maybe like 11 or 12 wins. If you look at their schedule at the beginning of the year, it's pretty tough, but they got some manageable games there. They got like the Cardinals and then the Jets and the Giants. I think they can win those 3 games right off the bat. Then Eagles, Dolphins, man. I think, man, I'm going to say like 12 wins. I say they're going to go about 12-4.
Yeah, I could definitely see 12-4. What about you, Everything King?
Absolutely 12-4. Took the words right out of my mouth, man. Scary team, man. I hate it.
They are scary.
Yeah.
I hate it. The team is so good. Quarterback, kind of questionable at times, but yeah. I can, man, 12-4.
Absolutely. I could see 12-4 as well, just based on their record or their schedule. The Rams is going to be a 50-50 game. Obviously, they could probably lose to the Saints. They got 2 games against the Rams. So, if they split that, they could probably beat the Patriots now without Tom Brady and Gronk and all these other guys. You got the Seahawks at Seattle. They got them both at Seattle and at home. It's in the division. So, 12-4, definitely. When you got Saleh from, Dearborn, Michigan as your defensive coordinator, your defense is going to be sick and nasty. And then you had a guy named Javon Kinlaw, who is sick and nasty, and he wanted to be here in Detroit. Man, hey, he's going to have a chip on his shoulder as well. So, he's going to be playing with the fire. So, I can actually see 12-4, absolutely.
Can I throw one more thing in there?
Sure.
I see that they play Green Bay again. I really want you guys to run all over them again.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was fun to watch.
That was amazing.
Yeah.
I was loving that game.
Yeah.
Yeah, they play what do you call it? November 5th.
Oh my God, I got breaking news, everybody.
Okay.
The Chicago Bears are now accepting EBT to fill up the stadium. So they're taking food stamps to fill in the seats now.
What?
Yikes.
Wow.
No, I'm just
What?
Oh, man.
Hey,
That's
I can see them doing
Doesn't
it.
shock me with
Fraudulent
those
city.
guys.
get your bridge cards ready to watch Trubisky.
Watch Trubisky with your 9 tight ends on the roster.
Get the tight end special.
Yeah, you get tickets traded for a ham.
I hate the Bears.
Oh, I do too. But I will say there is one YouTuber out there. He goes by Chicago Bears 24/7. I might hate his team, but he's a cool guy.
Man, I ran across a lot of cool guys from other fan bases.
Absolutely. Who else has any questions? Jorge has one. It is what NFC North team will make the playoffs?
The Detroit Lions, the Minnesota Vikings.
Yeah, I'll go with those two. That's solid.
That's what I say too.
Derrn, what was that?
I said I can agree with that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I think that one's going to be a clean sweep. Minnesota and Detroit.
Will Aaron Rodgers be a Packer by the end of the season next year?
Next
That's
year?
a good question.
Ooh, next year? No, I don't think he will be.
I don't think he will be either. I think he's gone 100%.
Yeah, I definitely it depends on his money. If his money is easy for the Vikings or the Packers to cut, absolutely they will cut him.
They have an outlook
But
this
I
next
don't
year.
I think he will be. I think he will be. I think he'll be there for at least this year and next year. And then after that, I don't think so.
Yeah, he always got State Farm commercials.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
He loves the State Farm.
Sharon for State Farm.
But we got we're gonna take our last one. It's by Gridiron Yuki. He says, "ISN, who do you think will win the NFC East, West, South, and North?" So who will win in the NFC as the division titles?
Cowboys, 49ers, Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Minnesota Vikings.
Good Lord, you on point.
Yeah.
Woo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to definitely second that one. Oh, what was that, King? I'm sorry.
No, I was just saying that was rather an easy pick, to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah,
For sure.
absolutely.
For sure.
Is everybody in agreement with that, or
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
okay?
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, for sure.
Okay, so with that being said, well, we got one more. Okay, we'll just do this last one. Hold all your questions for Thursday on to MicroMike's channel. We'll do this one by Alexander Kimura. Says #ISN. If you could bring in any NFL coach for the Detroit Lions, who would you bring in? For everyone, I want to answer the question. So that's for the panel.
Tomlin for me.
Okay, Derrn.
Just because we already have the pieces for this defense, I'd probably go with Belichick.
Okay. Everything King?
Yeah. Belichick. Yeah, I'm gonna just go with Belichick, man. Good Lord.
All right, Mark.
Yeah, man. Like, how can you go against Double B? You can't. Yeah, man. Belichick for sure. That's one guy that I would love to see come here, but it's never going to happen. But yeah, man, that's the guy for me for sure.
Oh yeah, if it ain't Bill Belichick, I would say what do you call it? Then Sean Payton. Both of those coaches love the fullback position. I love the fullback position.
Oh, man.
It's going to bode well
Bring
for
back
me.
Jim Schwartz.
Jim Schwartz.
Hey,
Jim Schwartz.
I wouldn't mind a Jim Schwartz either.
I'll
Yeah,
take
I
him as
would.
defensive coordinator.
Yeah, he's better fit as the defensive coordinator. But man, Jim Schwartz, he brought that toughness, and I loved that.
We
Yeah.
had an identity finally.
Yeah.
Yeah, we did, man, for
Make
sure.
Jim Harbaugh the head coach and Jim Schwartz the defensive coordinator. They'll get along great.
Oh,
Yeah, for sure.
the war.
Another guy that I like to bring, probably maybe, man, like a Sean McVay.
Yeah.
I like someone like that to coach up the Lions. I'm a big fan of that guy.
Yeah.
Absolutely. But I do appreciate each and every single one of you guys. We are going to do our final words. Our newest member, Mark Orum. What's your last things you want to tell to the people?
Man, I just wanted to say thanks, guys, for giving me this opportunity, man, to join you guys. I'm loving it right now. I'm still kind of in shock. I didn't think that was going to happen, man. And yeah, man. But my YouTube channel, I'm going to hit on the Detroit Lions as much as I can, and a lot of Tiger baseball. Eventually, I'm going to get to baseball. And I'm really excited that you guys are about the fantasy football. I did not know that you guys were into that stuff, man. I absolutely love it. I'm a fantasy sports junkie, man. Like I play every single sport in fantasy pretty much except NASCAR.
Okay.
That's big, man. So I'm actually going to try to hit up on that too, man. Some fantasy talk for everybody. So just hit me up, guys. Thanks a lot.
All right. I appreciate that. It definitely will. Everything King.
Oh man. Of course, everybody know what time it is for me, unfortunately. Yeah, I definitely want to get back on here for you guys next show if you have me.
Yeah, no doubt, man.
Yeah. So
My birthday.
yeah, I'll be off that night, so no limits, man. Whatever you guys want to do, we can do it. Just enjoy being on here, man, and talking to the subscribers, man, and being on here with other YouTubers, man. Like I said in my previous video today, if anybody watched, you guys work extremely hard, man. You work extremely hard, and it's no way that Troxel should only be at 1,500 subscribers, man. You should definitely be up there 4,000, 5,000, 6,000 subscribers with everybody else, man. This guy, you, MicroMike, man, y'all work so hard, man. I watch y'all podcasts all the time. Even though I don't comment all the time, I watch it all the time, man. Y'all continuously put out content, man, and I really appreciate you guys, man. Thanks for the opportunity to be on the show.
Oh man, appreciate that, everything king. The Derrn.
I just want to say it's an honor speaking with you gentlemen on here. We need to get TA and Grid in here as well, and it's just one heck of a time for me. I love talking about our Detroit Lions. I look forward to it every Tuesday, Thursday night, and when that long spread from Thursday to the next Tuesday, I don't know what to do with myself. So I'm just sitting there can't wait for Thursday. Can't wait to wish Mike a happy birthday, and thanks for everyone coming out.
Absolutely. MicroMike.
Man, thank you so much, everyone, for sitting here and listening to us talk Detroit Lions. Very humbling. We absolutely love it. Dig it. Make sure you subscribe to everybody on the panel. Mark Orum, he is the newest YouTuber to this Detroit Lions game, as well as the OG, who's the oldest YouTuber in this game, Mr. Everything King. Man, appreciate it, you guys joining in. Mark, congratulations. You worked extremely hard to get to this point. It is hard to start in this YouTube game, and man, we appreciate it, King. He is the OG, been doing this forever. Appreciate it. You're always welcome for sure. It's my birthday Thursday. Everybody got to show up. It's going to be real hype. It's going to be real fun, and get that Kool-Aid ready. We're going to have shot glasses of it. We're definitely not going to spike it. You're just going to get drunk off Kool-Aid. So let's go.
With no pants.
With no pants on.
Oh no,
man.
There better be shorts
my
on
God.
underneath there, man.
Yeah,
There better be shorts on.
Absolutely. But I do appreciate you guys all for coming out. Appreciate everything, King, for taking some time out of his day to be on for tonight. Hey, you got an open invitation anytime you want in. Let anybody know. We'll work it out and get you on. But I appreciate all those kind words. Thank you, everyone in the chat, and make sure you subscribe to MicroMike for Thursday. And with that being said, love you guys. Stay safe. Wash your hands. This is Troxel Sports Talk, and we are the Detroit Lions One Pride podcast. Have a nice day, and we're out. Peace.
Go Chicago tight ends.